Welcome to episode 7 of the F&S Podcast. This is one half of the F&S, Matt.
What it is Josh up in the building.
Today we finna talk about the current state of the playoffs right now. And then we gonna get into all the coaches getting fired and things like that.
Yeah, the Western Conference playoffs has been kind of cinematic. You know, I mean, it's been a whole lot of good bouts going on. And in the East right now, it's a little discouraging because the top dog, even though they was already, looked at like they wasn't going to get past this point, but to not have your top dog available, now it's a possibility that they're going to get swept in the Pacers, man. I hate that Halliburton re-injured his hamstring, but they doing the right thing because they kind of playing with house money right now.
Do you feel like due to how Boston plays, because we know they're very inconsistent, this is like one of the most inconsistent 60-win teams I've ever seen, but do you think that they can give up a game to this team just off some inconsistency stuff?
Without Halliburton being there, man, I don't know, man, because like I'm looking at Indiana, I'm like, okay, well, who's gonna do this?
Pascal
can pop off for 50, and I still don't think they'll win.
What about what's due with the braids? What I asked you about him earlier. What's his name? Because he was getting off a little bit. What's his name? I can't pronounce his last name. Light skinned guy with the braids.
Nembhard?
Yep.
He never had to do this before, so this is gonna be a first experience for him. If he does that, that'll be a pleasant surprise for him, for the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
But to expect that to come from him, even if he get to shoot 30 times.
Do you think Mazzulla's coaching abilities will get in the way of them sweeping? Because you just asked why they run his zone.
Right, yeah, I know. I think that Mazzulla, I think he's trying to be very conservative about how he's going to sweep them. Whereas I think very conservative. I think he's going to, because I mean that's the only thing that I can think of.
Conservative of a sweep?
I mean, because he already down one guy.
Who, Mazzulla?
Yeah.
What, Kristaps?
Yeah.
But even being down with Kristaps, you don't even have to play Kristaps this series. You wouldn't have to.
But that's what I'm saying. You already down one guy. You don't want to lose or risk another guy by, I don't know, man. I mean, look, I'm hearing what I'm saying, and it still doesn't make no sense. Because with Boston being who they is supposed to be, at least they, between Holiday, Jalen, and Jason, that should lock up everything the perimeter can have to offer.
I'm going to say this about Boston, okay? A lot of people talk about that Lakers bubble championship and how easy that was. We're not going to act like this is the easiest path to the finals ever.
Which is that Lakers.
This is the easiest path I've ever seen to the NBA finals, dog.
By the way, that Lakers championship was not, when you think about the teams that they played against, it was not an easy path.
No, I mean, they faced the Heat in the championship. You know what I'm saying? Which the Heat was undermatched. But outside of that, no.
Everybody that they bumped into in the West, those were worthy opponents.
Yeah.
Not that they always had a real chance to win.
No, but that's facts though. Like Boston, dog, they have not faced nobody official in the playoffs. They have not faced nobody official at all. Period.
This year, man.
So they almost, if you want to be honest, got a free pass to the championship because, man, listen.
Well,
I don't think they winning it. I don't
think they winning it.
I seen Odd Couple today, and they was talking about how they feel like Boston could come out and win. I don't think so. I don't think they beating Dallas. Because as inconsistent as Boston is, you're not going to be able to beat Dallas is winning playing bad right now, dog.
Exactly.
They playing bad basketball, missing all the free throws and everything. They still winning.
And Boston got 2 certified killers.
And I was just telling Josh this last night. I think it was last night. Even if Kyrie and Luka play terrible all game, if it's still close in the closing minutes, they still dangerous.
Yeah, I still trust them to do what they need to do more than I trust Tatum. Not so much Jalen. Jalen, I feel like he gonna show up and he gonna at least play hard.
Does this make Jason Tatum tradable?
For me, it would, but for Boston, I don't know. Like they got other things on their mind.
Like what?
Like right now, if they don't win a championship, they gonna have to split them up. And Jason is set to get paid. They paid Jaylen Brown last offseason. So if I'm the Celtics, personally me, I'm gonna get Tatum a U-Haul truck, and I'm gonna let him go on somewhere else, and I'm gonna keep Holiday, I'm gonna keep Jaylen Brown, I'm gonna keep Derek White.
Derek White, you wouldn't put him on a trading block?
If I'm putting Tatum out there to shop, why do I need to add him to the package? That's
how cold is Derek White?
Derek White is a good 6-man option. He's a real good 6-man option. Not that he, is this outstanding. Like I ain't sitting here saying that he on some Jamal Crawford stuff. What I'm saying is, he could be like their version of a Jordan Clarkson type of 6-man.
Derek White? Listen, man. This might be a compliment to all the new young guys out there, but Jason Tatum is Paul George.
I mean,
he's Paul George. That's who he is. Like Jason Tatum is a high profile role player. I don't care what nobody say, man. Like he could be a number 2.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum should be on number 1, honestly. But you got 2 number 2s on your team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even Kristaps, well, he a number 2 or number 3. So you got 2 number 2s and number 3s. That's why they so inconsistent. You ain't got no straight up number 1 guy. I don't see, like, when I look at Ant, right? Ant, he got the number 1 mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The game, he got some tweaking to do, but he only 22. But neither one of them have that mindset. Neither one of them. They're number 2s to me, both of them guys. That's why they definitely need to be broken up, because like no one grabs the bull by the horn. Neither one of them.
Well, I mean, look, Jalen got the mindset to want to do it. He just doesn't have the skill set to match the mindset right now. And Tatum, he got the skill set, but without the mindset.
You could say that about Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean.
So, but Butler, I think his IQ might be higher than Jaylen Brown's.
I mean, it should be. He's been in the league longer.
Right. So when it comes to IQ plays, because I heard them say something about, I think it was, Chris Broussard said this about Stephon Marbury and Sam Cassell. I didn't even know Sam Cassell played for the Nets. You know what I'm saying? But he felt like that the Nets should have been, or I believe it was the Nets. They would have been better having Sam Cassell, even though Marbury was the better player. But Sam Cassell's IQ was higher.
I'm not going to say that there's no truth to that. I mean, because anytime you got somebody that know what they're doing and can influence, a positive influence on everybody else on the court, that's going to make the team more deadly because now it's not just one player that can kill you. All 5 guys can have an impact in essentially winning the game.
Right.
So there is some truth to that. I mean, that's kind of like the whole I mean, and then too, that's style of play.
Yeah.
That's style of play. Now, like a drastic example of that is the Iverson and Chauncey Billups switching of Denver. Because Iverson, when you're talking,
the problem with that is this the problem. Iverson's not a point guard. Chauncey is.
Right. No, but that's why I said it's a drastic example of it. Because Iverson, he's a scorer, and Chauncey is a distributor, floor general. So you getting 2 different outcomes from 2 different players, even though you got them listed as the same.
Right.
With them though, I'm not sure if I would personally agree with that 100% though, because Stephon Marbury is a distributing point guard that can score.
What?
He's a distributing point guard.
He's a distributing point guard. Stephon Marbury, distributing point guard.
He can distribute. He's not no slouch in that department. Now is he the I'm gonna get you the ball first so we can get going kind of stuff? No, I'm not saying that he's.
You saying he had passing? He's capable of doing it, but he doesn't do that.
Well, but at the same time, how old was Stephon Marbury when he was there? So
is this All-Star game, Stephon?
Does it matter?
I'm asking the question. Is he?
How many young All-Stars do we got to where we like, okay, they still got some things they need to learn?
Yeah, but Stephon wasn't that like. Hold on, because for the Nets, he was for the T-Wolves first, right?
Yeah.
T-Wolves first.
How long did he stay with
the
Wolves?
Go?
How long did he stay with the Wolves?
It was a couple years, right?
Just a couple of years.
Did he go to the Nets first, then the Suns?
He went to the Nets, yeah. Nets after that.
He was in the league for a couple years at that time, at that point, though, dog.
Just a couple of years. You know what you like? A couple of years is.
And that was a different brand of basketball back then too.
True.
So folks had to play their roles back then for real and play the actual position correctly. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
So
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
But I'm just.
But for them, for like back when the All-Star game meant something. And back when players was actually playing hard, Stephon Marbury was part of that team that beat the West.
That's what I was asking. All-Star, he had 2 critical. Stephon is cold. I'm not about to sit there and knock that. I'm just saying I don't think he no distributing one.
He's not up there with Sam Cassell and them, no, but he can do it.
Like, I think those offensive guys, and I'm not saying anything. Look, when you elite scorers always have an issue with distribution. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a knockout artist, and they can't box that well because they rely on the knockout. You know what I'm saying? So well, I get it.
I mean, look, we got examples of those style of players that kind of been able to do that, like Zeke,
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas is my man. I'm not about to sit there and say he's not ultra pass. Like, when I think of distributing ones,
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, him. But you know, I love Jason Kidd. That's like my favorite. Like, well, Jason Williams really is my favorite point guard. But Jason Kidd though, like, I don't really choose many point guards over him.
Rondo.
Rajon, I love those guys.
Right.
Those are literal extensions. I like extensions of the coach. So maybe it's a biasness here. I just like extensions of the coach. Stephon Marbury to me is an extension of the coach. He's not an extension of the coach. He's a scorer. He could play the 2, really. If necessary, he could play the 2. Today's game, Stephon Marbury probably be a 2.
He'll be just another version of what the ones are now.
Know what I mean? So, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, you know, I don't think Boston is winning the top. I mean, listen, if I'm wrong, I'll get up on here and say I'm wrong. I'll come back on the F&S and say I'm wrong. But I don't think that they're beating. They could beat Minnesota because Minnesota is just about as inconsistent as them. So, I mean, they could probably beat them. But I don't think they'll beat Dallas. I don't think they'll beat Dallas. Minnesota will probably be a 7-game series.
I can't say that that's wrong at all. I will say that just off of the experience of getting this far, that alone should help them to beat a team like Minnesota before 7 games.
Let me ask you this about Boston, because they lost to Golden State.
Yeah.
Should they have lost?
No, they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have lost. They should have been able to essentially beat them by playing a physical brand, because they were bigger than their best players. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they probably couldn't have done nothing too much different as far as stopping them defensively, because Ime Udoka, he had them pretty good in that department. It's just that style of offense that the Warriors runs, it has to be team defense.
Would you say experience played a part in them losing?
Yeah.
So
them losing that series would benefit them when they play against a team that's not experienced in dealing with those moments. So that's why I'm saying I don't think it would necessarily be. It shouldn't be a 7-game series with a team like Minnesota. So
with them having the experience, they should win the championship this year, because inexperience.
Unless they bump into Dallas.
Inexperience would be no excuse at this point.
Unless they bump into Dallas. Because say they are experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas got the 2 best players on the floor.
Well, like I said, you got 2 number 1s going against 2 number 2s.
And
because Kyrie could be a number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Luka's number 1, so you got 1A, 1B over there, pretty much. And then they roll. This thing about Dallas, everybody on the floor, like you said, contributes. No one's on there a ghost.
Right.
Everybody on the floor contributes.
Right.
No one disappears.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody on that floor. You seen the first play of the game the other day, right?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is a problem over there. You know what I'm saying? So 33-32, like I said.
But
we live.
But Boston,
Indiana up 33-32, man.
Boston potentially is in the same boat with everybody on the floor contributing something.
But it's not to Dallas level.
No, it's not to Dallas level, because they're one-dimensional. They're like, we need to make threes in order to be effective.
They're not even 3-point threats.
And that's why I say Joe Mazzulla is the real issue here. Joe Mazzulla is the real issue here. Because had Ime Udoka still been the coach, and you add Drew Holiday to that picture, you add Kristaps Porzingis to the picture, then now we talking about, because Boston was already the number 1 defensive team in the league last year with him,
Ime, or
somewhere around there. They was up to.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even,
and then you add to that Drew Holiday.
But let's they won 60-something games, though. So I mean, obviously they can play some defense still now.
They sacrificed.
Fam, like, this is crazy. But look, Boston. Even no, man, like, they playing the wrong style of game, like you said. Like, how I would deal with them, they playing a mid-range inside game. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of them, just because you can make threes don't mean you knock down.
Right.
Just like I was telling you on the WhatsApp message. I don't know if you got it, but the WhatsApp message where we was talking about where I was breaking down the Warriors versus the Lakers, and I said Steph's hot is different from Kobe hot.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Those are two different hots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so these dudes aren't 3-point knockdown shooters. They can make them,
right,
but that don't mean the game plan should be based around threes because they not like that.
Right. So, I mean, look, the whole in the nutshell for me with the Celtics is Mazzulla. Mazzulla's offense.
So you're saying he need a different coach?
He should have never had the job. I look at him like how I look at, like, he's just maybe a better version of Darvin Ham. Just
that's low. Nah, man.
Look,
he ain't as bad as Ham, bro. He can't be as bad as Darvin Ham.
Look,
no, he's not as bad as Darvin Ham.
The only reason why I said that is because this is another coach that didn't deserve the job, that got the job, but the only reason why he got the job was because he was already in the building with Ime Udoka there. But
he was an assistant, right?
Yeah, he was.
But you see, assistants always get pushed up every time. Like, that's not uncommon.
Yeah, but we all know
they didn't get him off the street.
This was some special circumstances stuff. Okay.
Well, with the Ime thing, which he should have never got fired for. But
right,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Right.
I'm not gonna be moral police here. You know what I'm saying? But we see assistant coaches get moved up all the time. It happens a lot. It's an easy move.
Right, but this was a 1-year deal for him because Ime was only the coach for Boston for 1 year.
Look here, man. Boston, like I said, my status don't my mind don't change on Boston. I feel the same about Boston. They losing 36-33 in the second quarter.
They lost
with 10 minutes and 12 seconds. Josh said they supposed to sweep them. I'm not that confident in the sweep because Boston play too much. I don't know what's up with them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that they don't kill with the talent they have on the roster, you're supposed to smoke cats. You're supposed to kill them. You know what I mean? But y'all don't. So there's no excuse to why Indiana's up 37-33 right now. There's no excuse. I don't want to hear this excuse. I don't care to know. I don't care about you being in Indiana. There's no reason why y'all should be trailing the Pacers right now. No reason. They should be up.
Especially when they down Halliburton.
They should be up by 15 at all times. I mean, that's I don't know, man. You know, this is a different era.
Look.
It's a different era.
This is an era where the style of play is shooting threes for most teams in the league. Mm-hmm. And then the defensive rules or the lack of defense being taught is crazy.
Yeah, but nobody on Boston is killers to me. That's the thing. I mean, Jaylen Brown is showing a little something. He's showing a little something. But I'm still not a Jaylen Brown guy. I'm sorry. I just, to me, he's cool. He's handling his business. I give him his credit, but none of them dudes is number ones to me. None of them can lead you to the championship, in my opinion. I think they getting where they getting to due to circumstance.
That has a lot to do with a lot of the things that we've seen in the East. I mean, just think about what we saw this year. You said it, and I agree. The Knicks was the number 2 seed. The Knicks was the number 2 seed.
Yeah, hence to, never mind. You know what? Everybody glazing over Jalen Brunson.
Look. I'm not going to penalize the guy for who he has against him.
You do know when Julius Randle come back, all that's finna stop. You do know that, right?
Man, look. When Julius Randle come back, people gonna realize that the Knicks are a better team without him than with him.
So let me ask you this. Well, the Knicks. Okay, let me ask you this question because we gonna segue into the Wolves in a minute, but we talk basketball and all topics here. So let me ask you this: which one is the better? If you a free agent, if Josh is a free agent, a cold-blooded free agent that's available, and you want to compete for a title, and you think you like one of the missing pieces, right? Which one is a better landing spot? The Knicks, the Pacers, think it's just the Knicks and the Pacers, right? Which one? Who would you go to, Knicks or the Pacers?
Me personally, for my style of play, I'd rather go to the Pacers. I'd rather go to the Pacers. Mm-hmm. I want to go to the team that runs more like a real unit versus the team that the only way that they really win is kind of like they play like a helter-skelter type of style of ball, a little bit. And that's due to Tom Thibodeau.
You don't want to play for Tibbs?
No. Don't nobody look. How many more examples you need? How much more blood you need to see? You know? I mean, we got cut short of a Derrick Rose career.
Yeah, that's crap. I'm still hurt by that.
We got
Rose.
Like, why would you want to?
Like, I mean, look at Josh Hart. You see he had his ribs taped up and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead, player. Talk live now. In Cancun.
I think, like, I agree with you. I think the Pacers just...
The only thing that the Pacers don't got that the Knicks do is that they don't got the big market.
Yeah, but Skip, I mean...
But if you a real basketball hooper and you care about, like, winning and stuff like that and playing ball the right way, I feel like it should be an easy choice here.
The Pacers is a small change now either, though.
No,
like,
they
you
not.
know, Brad, Reggie Miller and all them, you know what I'm saying? You had Jermaine O'Neal's around our test. The Pacers, yeah, it's a small market, but that's not like the we ain't talking about the Bobcats here. The Pacers...
No,
it's still like one of those.
Because the Pacers got some history.
Yeah, like they still like. I guess you want to say a storied franchise in the sense. Ooh, he landed around his foot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, the Pacers having some history. They always on the bad side of history for the most part.
We're not gonna act like the Knicks been winning titles either. So I mean, big market or not, when was the last time they won a title?
Yeah, but you know, it's just the thing of having that Madison Square Garden moment has been a thing.
Yeah, but Tibbs over there, boy, you go over there, boy, that's boot camp.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's boot camp, dog. Like, I just am playing for Tibbs, man. If you got a sore calf, oh man, just ice it up. You know what I'm saying? No. And plus, you gotta understand, Rick Carlisle's a better coach there. So you get better coaching.
Right. I mean,
better schemes.
Anybody that got eyes should be able to see that. So if you go to the Knicks, you gotta know and you gotta understand that you gonna get ran like a dog. And
listen, all this is hard work, but man, Tibbs take it over the top.
Right. And then you know, not saying that this should or shouldn't be a reason why a player that is really like that should choose why he wouldn't go somewhere, but the level of scrutiny that you're gonna face from the New York media has always been a thing attached to playing for any New York team. Because they always talk about the New York media this, New York media that.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same now. You got social media now. Everybody gets scrutiny.
Well, yeah, but
everybody get it now. It don't even matter anymore.
Right. So I mean, but those are the kind of things that can, you know, somebody who ain't got the mindset like
I don't think New York media is that much of a threat anymore.
Well, the crowd may be. You know, like I wouldn't recommend going to New York for somebody like Brandon Ingram. I wouldn't recommend that to him.
Brandon Ingram.
I wouldn't say, you know, yeah, New York is a good place for you. No. Like, New York is a good place for a role player that just wants to come in and work hard. Like, New York is kind of like a spot for Alex Caruso. They already got an Alex Caruso over there, but
what's his name? Devin.
No. He
better than Caruso.
Yeah, he better than Caruso.
DiVincenzo kind of, you know, he irritates me, but he kind of cold. I'll put my eyes see if I can get him from New York, man. I'll be trying to make trades for him.
Well, I mean,
you think?
I mean,
you said they wouldn't break them up because of
because
some
of
connection. You know what I mean?
Because they college connection. They call them the Nova Knicks because they won a couple of titles together, which is why they saying that they might be going after Bridges on the Nets.
Mikal Bridges?
Yeah, because Bridges was a part of that Villanova championship team that had them.
Now, if they went for him, right? Because Mikal Bridges is a starter.
Yeah.
So he's a 2, right?
He's a 3.
He's a 3?
He's a 3.
So he'd be coming off the bench. He's not starting over OG Anunoby.
I would have him start over OG. If I had the choice between, I mean, first of all, OG is set to be a free agent anyway. But Mikal Bridges is better than OG.
So they must got some inkling that he's not going to stay if they're trying to go after him.
Well,
if you got an OG Anunoby, why is you going after Mikal Bridges?
Well, because if you get Mikal Bridges in this day, once again, this goes back to this day and age of the NBA. If you get Mikal Bridges over there, you can probably get away with playing him at the 4 in this era.
Dog, he too small.
In this era,
he too small.
Who out here trying to go down there?
Dog, he's too small. Like
who out here?
He's way too small.
Who out? Yeah.
Like he's way too small.
Back in the day,
Mikal Bridges was 6'7".
Yeah, in skin and bones.
Right.
But
like that's violation right there. If I see
this whole league is violation.
Look, if I'm the coach and I see Mikal Bridges at the 4, throw it to my power forward every single time. Every play down there.
Okay,
every play. You know what I'm saying?
I want you to name the power forwards in this league you can do that with.
Let me think about that for a second.
Exactly. It's gonna take more than a couple of seconds. It's gonna be some minutes, bro. It's gonna be some. That's why I said everything is prefaced with this.
Bro, it's violation if I feel disrespected as a coach if you put Mikal Bridges at the 4. No. He's no 4, not even close. He can't even rebound and box out.
Bam ain't a center. But he gets away with it.
He played that role better than Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, because he got meat on his bone.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Mikal Bridges cannot play the 4 under any circumstances. No. You know what I mean?
You're worried about size and strength, then have OG play the 4, and he'll stay at the 3.
He can't either. You gotta be able to box out and grab rebounds, man. Like,
my thing is, who out here is a threat to that?
I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying. Listen, y'all, I think about the correct way to play basketball, and I say this. Well, what General say? Positions was created so a novice could follow the game or something like that. Something to that. But positions was made for a reason. You got weight classes in boxing for a reason, okay? You have positions for a reason. Mikal Bridges is not a 4.
But look at the league.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at the league, and you tell me how many players
I feel you
play their listed position properly.
I agree with you. That's why the game look jacked up now.
Okay, then so they can technically get away with it.
But they not gonna win it.
I'm not saying that they would win a championship.
No, I know, but I'm
not
just
saying
like,
that they would win a championship. But I bet you with that they can beat Boston.
Well, I'm not gonna disagree with you because Boston played too much. Boston.
Okay, who else in the East would be a threat to that?
Cool.
If the
New York.
If the Knicks was to be able to some way somehow get Mikal Bridges and keep OG Anunoby there.
So who they trading? Julius Randle?
Please.
So you have Brunson, which is, he's the savior now. He's the greatest. Oh my!
Let's not put titles on him that he did.
Nah, man, people got him like that. So Jalen Brunson. Then you have Devin Chico. I respect Devin Chico's hustle. I respect him. Then OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and then you got my man's. Will he be healthy? Will he be healthy?
It would depend on if
what's
you
his
want
name again?
Mitchell Robinson or you want Harden.
Now, what's your feelings of Mitchell Robinson?
If he can just stay healthy, because He's definitely a rim protector. I'll tell you this much, okay? And I don't care if people view this as a hot take or not, if they feel like this is disrespectful or not. Mm-hmm. When it comes to defense, I'd rather have Mitchell Robinson over Rudy Gobert.
That ain't no hot take.
Some people may feel that way because,
bruh, his peers don't view him like that.
But that's
Rudy
what I'm saying.
Gobert is not cold, okay?
But that's
He's
what I'm
not
saying.
cold.
But look, Mitchell Robinson will protect the rim better, and he'll rebound better.
I don't even think Mitchell Robinson is good like that. But you know what I'm saying? I almost like Hartenstein. I don't know, but
I like Hartenstein better. But Hartenstein don't defend the paint the same way. So
well, if we go off your idea about having Mikal Bridges at the 4, you would have to have Mitchell Robinson.
Right.
Because Mikal Bridges at the 4. Look, now
I'm just saying that they could get away with it. I'm not saying personally that I would do it.
I'll get away with it when and how often, because
look at the league. Matter of fact, look at the East. Look at the East. Okay? Do
Mikal Bridges even got a post game? Can he even back you down a little bit? Like, I mean, to even be in the 4, like, okay, I don't agree with Kevin Durant playing the 4, but he can at least back you down and hit you with a fade, and he like 6'10". You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Durant got the height to get away with certain things. Mikal Bridges don't have that height.
Look. I hear what you're saying, and you preaching to the choir here. What I'm saying is, in this league, how many times is they going to have to worry about that mismatch being exposed?
With a coach with common sense?
Okay, how many players in this league, even with a coach with common sense, how many players in this league would be able to capitalize off that?
Anybody that plays the correct brand of basketball, that go down low.
Which is who?
Like you supposed to.
Which is who? Who is that?
I'm not. You right.
Who is that?
You right. You're right. It's very frustrating brand of basketball.
Okay, then. So that's the only
to
reason
have
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Dog, if we coaching against one another and I see Mikal Bridges, if you insert Mikal Bridges at the 4, dog,
look,
listen,
like
man,
I said,
there ain't no way.
They can get away with it. Pascal plays the 4 sometimes.
That made more sense than Mikal Bridges.
I'll tell you this much right now. If Mikal Bridges was playing defense on Pascal, he would be one-dimensional.
Who? Pascal?
Yeah, on Pascal.
Pascal already been one. He's not no two-dimensional dude. Like, he just... I've seen a comment where they say Mikal Bridges is a hoop. I'm not Mikal Bridges, but Pascal is a hooper. Yeah, that's all he... I mean, Pascal is a guy that, to me... Pascal is one of those dudes that make a difference on a championship team, but not on a bad team. Pascal gonna play like Pascal no matter where he at. And I don't think like Pascal is a solid player to me. He can ball. I wouldn't reject him on my roster. I'm just not looking for him to, I don't think he's like a number 2 or nothing like that, but he's a dude that's, it's hard for me to explain this. He's a solid dude to have. I would not have him.
No, I mean, look.
But I don't think he's not super strong at anything, but he can ball though.
You don't want
to hard to explain.
You don't want to ever turn away good players.
Yeah, like he's not elite at anything, but he's solid though.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying. But going back to my point, in this day and age in the NBA, if they was to entertain that thought, they can get away with it. Because there's nobody out here that's living that life that can take advantage of that.
Mikal Bridges at the 4, nobody could take advantage of Mikal Bridges at the 4.
Would take advantage of that.
Who's the 4's in the East? Julius Randle would tear that man up down there, dog.
If he make it to the playoffs. If he make it. And say he does tear.
Giannis, don't he play the 4?
He played the 4. And
there's no possible way Mikal Bridges can guard Giannis, bruh.
Listen, look.
There's no way.
Giannis, you saying this like Giannis got skill.
No, I'm not saying that, but he too small. Mikal Bridges is way too small to deal with Giannis.
I hear what you're saying. But the way to defend Giannis, at least the way that they've been doing it, they've been all about putting up this wall. They've been all about putting up this wall.
I think my man Stan created that.
That's fine.
Stan Van Gundy created that wall. At this point, I'd rather have Stan than Monty, but whatever. Whatever. He got me looking up rosters right now because this is crazy. Like, I can't believe, just
think about it.
Mikal Bridges at the 4.
They could get away with it. I personally do feel like they can get away with it if they was to do that. Now, personally, me, what I would want, because I'd rather have Mikal Bridges than OG Anunoby, then I'm going to let OG walk, and I'm going to get an upgrade at that position for Mikal Bridges.
Is he up? All right.
He's an upgrade.
So I'm looking at Philly right now, right? They power forwards. And this is Mikal Bridges guarding them, right? So Nicholas Batum.
Who giving him the ball?
Oh, Philly?
You mean to tell me that they gonna say, you know what? Instead of getting Embiid the ball, instead of letting Maxey shoot.
No, I'm talking about with the matchups. I ain't talking about that. If I see Mikal Bridges at the 4, bruh, then Tobias Harris, go to work, Tobias. Go to work.
Yeah, come on, bring your inconsistent, non-showing up self. Bring it on over here. Bring it on. Ain't nobody scared of Tobias Harris, even if it is a size mismatch. Who's scared of him?
Mikal Bridges weigh 100 pounds, dog. No, we ain't gonna do that.
And Tobias would not be able to get off on him.
No, Mikal Bridges, he should not be. No.
You forget that this dude was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year.
Mikal Bridges?
Yes.
But what position was he Defensive Player of the Year at?
He was the Defensive Player of the Year at the 3.
Right, not the 4.
Wait
a minute. Isn't Gobert a 4-time defensive? We lose a validity to this Defensive Player of the Year because Gobert is a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. So I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that. They got the wrong people.
So
having
Mikal Bridges being in the running for that means absolutely nothing. If Rudy Gobert is a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, I don't want to hear that at all.
Well, look, like how the MVP has become a popularity contest, it's kind of somewhat become that way with that award too.
But Kelly Olynyk will give Mikal Bridges all type of work down low.
He don't get no clock.
You know what I'm saying?
He don't get no clock.
Kelly Olynyk right now, because he's an underrated post player, will give this man all kind of headaches.
He don't get no clock. He don't get no clock. He don't get no clock.
I'm telling you. I mean,
Kelly Olynyk got 1 foot out the door.
And he still would give Mikal Bridges all kind of problems.
Look, we can come up with all kind of players that if it was just left up to them and one player alone, yes, they would be able to do some crazy stuff. I mean, shoot, Jahlil Okafor ain't even in the league. And Jahlil Okafor would give almost every center in this league the work.
If I'm Jahlil Okafor at this point, I'm good where I'm at. I don't even want to come back. Dog, 61-46?
Exactly.
Let's see. Hold on. I ain't done yet. Hold on. Amani Bates, they got him at a 4?
You see what I'm saying?
No, maybe that's a 3. Because it just say forward. Over on the Amani Bates is not a forward. This dude is a literal 2 guard. NBA wildin'. But, either way it goes.
It's this positionless basketball thing right here going on. And then when everybody plays the same styles of trying to shoot threes and stay up on the perimeter, that makes Mikal Bridges even more valuable. Especially if you add the combination of OG and Anunoby. Because now you got 2 guys with size and length that's going to be defending the perimeter.
They still not getting out the second round.
I never said that they was getting out the second round, but depending on who they matchups is, they probably would.
And then with Tibbs as the coach, Mikal Bridges, how long he lasting?
Look, It's the same point being made about that. I'm not saying that that's what players should do is go over there, but this is just all hypothetical talk here. This is not like what's really going to happen. But the only reason why they would even entertain that is because of their whole Villanova connection with each other and winning championships with each other. So that's
you can win championships in college all day, but all them undersized dudes ain't winning nothing. Okay, Jalen Brunson is overrated in the mug, actually. But whatever, y'all can have that. Y'all love Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the greatest one to touch the rock.
In comparison to what's going on,
carved in Mount Rushmore as one of the best point guards to ever play the game.
Listen,
know what I'm saying? Like, the Knicks is not going nowhere next year. Mark my words. They might get bounced the first round if everybody healthy.
Well, I don't know who that everybody will be. Because,
just saying, like,
because I'm telling you right now, I could care less with what Milwaukee got going on. They ain't got what it takes.
If Milwaukee healthy, they beat New York, bro.
With who?
Well, who they got now?
With who they got? What, Dame? Dame?
I guess Jalen Brunson better than Dame Lillard.
I'll tell you this much.
Jalen Brunson better than Dame Lillard?
I'm going to tell you this much right now. The same way I said Jalen Brunson had a better year than Steph Curry, Jalen Brunson had a better year than Damian Lillard.
Dog.
He had a better year than Damian Lillard.
Jalen Brunson's not a better basketball player than Damian Lillard.
Did he have a better year than Damian Lillard?
What that mean?
I'm isolating it to just this year. Did he have a better year?
I said better basketball player. I'm not talking about the year. I'm talking about a better basketball player,
but
period.
Did he have a better year than Damian Lillard?
There's fighters that win rounds. What that means? Is he a better boxer because he won a round?
Who did?
That don't mean nothing.
Matter of fact, who did Damian Lillard and them lose to? In the first round?
Who, the Knicks? Was it the Knicks?
No. It wasn't the Knicks. Who did they lose to in the first round this year?
I gotta look, because that was a very forgettable series.
That was a very you don't want to remember when they lose.
Listen, I'm not no big Bucks fan. I don't like the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Pistons guy. I have no horse in the race here. But
they lost to them.
The Pacers?
They lost.
The Pacers. Well, listen. It took me a minute to understand this and realize that the Pacers play as a better unit than the Bucks.
I hear you.
So I'm not surprised, and they up by like 20 right now. So I'm not surprised that they beat the Bucks at this point. But and what planet is Jalen Brunson a better basketball player than Damian Lillard? I'm not saying. What do Jalen Brunson do better than Damian Lillard?
What does Jalen Brunson do?
Yes. What does he do? Lillard? Please tell me. Tell me, please.
I'm gonna tell you right now that Jalen Brunson this year, once again, I'm gonna isolate it to this year.
He keep putting asterisks on it. I said better basketball player. I didn't say this year.
Listen, if you want to factor in bodies of work for everybody that you want to name drop and put on the list, then everybody's better than Jalen Brunson. but if you want to be fair here, because you don't win living off of your past.
But guess what? You know what's crazy? Because I had this analogy before, and I heard them talk about this on iCouple. I always mention this on my favorite show, but they mentioned him with Isaiah Thomas. Very similar to Isaiah Thomas year before he got injured. You know what I'm saying?
Which is fine.
Is he better than Isaiah Thomas?
That's a very debatable subject to me.
Because to me, Isaiah Thomas for the Celtics was putting work in.
And Brunson ain't.
And I didn't know they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals with him?
And Brunson ain't. Brunson ain't putting in
work? I'm not saying that, but is he better than Isaiah Thomas?
Is that not debatable? Is that not debatable? Don't let your hatred for Jalen Brunson just cloud over.
I don't have hatred. Look at the state of the East. The state of the East is terrible.
I hear what you're saying.
It's terrible.
I hear what you're saying.
Terrible. So you got this guy, Jalen Brunson, who getting off due to this. At least when Isaiah Thomas was getting off, the East was functional. You know what I'm saying? Like the East is
so
terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
okay, so let's weigh out the differences here, right?
All right.
Isaiah Thomas, who was on his roster at that time, and
he had a nice squad.
And who was his coach at that time?
Was it Dog and he a GM, right?
Yeah, he the general manager.
Brad
now.
Stevens.
I think that's his name.
Here's Brad Stevens.
Who technically, in my opinion, he's a good coach.
But he led Butler to was Brad Stevens the coach when Butler went far?
Yeah,
I was watching that series.
That's the whole reason why Gordon Hayward came over there.
Yeah, okay, yep, I remember that.
That's the whole reason why Gordon Hayward came over there. But he was the head coach for them. We seen what he did with the young boys. Two of them still there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Stevens. So you got better coaching. You most likely got better players because if I remember correctly, who was on that team at that time?
Oh, Celtics was cold.
Right.
It was cold.
So
Thomas was getting off though.
That's
in
fine.
a tougher, like, and this is the thing. One, like, the NBA was still, they played their positions correctly at that time too.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I'm not saying that you're wrong here. But what I'm saying is this: Jalen Brunson is working with a worse roster, with worse coaching, given that it is a worse Eastern Conference. It's a worse Eastern Conference, but it's a worse roster with much worse coaching. And he's still doing his thing. So does it balance out at any point?
Look, man, I give Brunson whatever credit that he needs, but we gonna listen. The true tests, since everybody putting him on this pedestal, they better be in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. The Knicks better be walking in the Eastern Conference Finals next year at least. If Brunson is this dude, especially if they decide to pay him.
He's already under contract with them. He ain't up to get paid.
No, I think he on a
He signed. I thought he signed a 4-year deal with them when he came from Dallas. This would be year.
They was saying, I was listening to a podcast and it's talking about him betting on himself, like, because I have a very unsettling feeling like this is probably gonna be his best year ever,
and
after that it's gonna decline.
And you know what? If that is the case, you know what I'm gonna say? He just gave us 1 year. And the 1 year that he did gave us, I gave him credit for that 1 year.
Yo, man, listen, man, he been giving me Jalen Brunson praise for a nice minute, man.
For this year, every single time I say something about Jalen Brunson, what do I always preface it with? This year. For this year, this dude, he balled out. He balled out of control, and given the circumstances,
all I'm going to say is the Knicks better be in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. All the praise that y'all gave Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson's still under contract. He ain't leaving them no time soon. He's already under his contract. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to pull up what his actual contract is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to say this about the Knicks.
Yeah, he signed a 4-year contract, $104 million. So,
okay.
So next year will be the 3rd year of that contract, and so he'll have.
Is it an opt out?
No, he has the player option after the end of next year.
Okay, I think that's what they was talking about. Like, if he opt out, should he just go and get his money, or just? In my opinion, I say this: if I'm Jalen Brunson, because
go get your money.
Get your money, dog. Because I don't know. You don't want an Isaiah Thomas situation.
Right.
You don't want that. Because Isaiah Thomas was up to get paid. Then he got hurt.
Right.
He was up to get a max, I think.
Right.
But he ended up getting
part
hurt.
of that, to put more context to that, part of that was his fault too, because he turned down the surgery.
Did he?
Yes. He turned down the surgery. He was supposed to get surgery. It was going to be season-ending surgery that was going to impact his ability to get paid. But it would have had a positive impact on him still having a career and staying relevant in the NBA.
Well, decisions.
That's part
has
of the
consequences.
That's part of the reason why Boston easily gave him up to Cleveland.
Well, it is. I get. Hey, it is what it is. But Brunson, I hope you in these conference finals next year.
First of all, I hope everybody stays healthy next year.
Hey, y'all got the coach y'all got. Look,
I hope
with the praise Brunson got. You know what I'm saying? He should be able to march through there with Tibbs. No, see Tibbs. I'm not gonna listen. I'm gonna say this about Tibbs. I don't think Tibbs is necessarily a bad coach. He just don't have balance.
He don't know offense.
Like he don't have balance. I'm not gonna say he unsuccessful as a coach because he has success. He's not trash. The dude just don't have balance. He's unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? Which to me, he needs to be an assistant coach. I think he is elite as an assistant coach.
But that also makes him a liability.
I'm not
as a head coach. That makes him a liability. So for him to not know how to give guys that you got on your team at your disposal that can give you some minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You got guys right there. You had a vet in Alec Burks who normally plays well all the time. No matter where he's went, he's played well.
Mm-hmm.
When he got minutes. Then you got Shake Melton over there, and you ain't giving him no clock?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, to me, honestly, I would let him go.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the way.
I would let him go.
But
especially with the coaches that's on the market right now, I would definitely let him go.
Oh, I seen a report yesterday actually. Yesterday, I seen a report that the Knicks, they not going to be shopping Julius Randle. They want to keep him around. Dead serious.
Well, there go Jalen Brunson being the greatest Knick ever.
See right here.
There go that.
Yep.
New York doesn't want to trade All-Star. That's the Athletic and Breach Report too. Yeah. Well.
Yep. So Julius Randle will phenomenally continue to get into people's way.
I couldn't believe they called him Zach Randolph. But it is what it is, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
So, anyway, but let's move on to what we really want to talk about.
All right, cool.
Let's go to this Dallas and Minnesota series.
All right, no doubt. We gonna hop right into that. We right back.
F&S, the attention is to be the best. Not just sports, every box we check. Whatever topic we address. No such thing as putting us to the test. We not compromised. Guess you could say we selfish in that sense. What's your top 10? We break it down the list. Not moved by analytics. We judging off live production. Handle your business, we talk about it. Stick up the build and we talk about it. Not just star focus. Attention goes to the whole roster. Show you how to conduct a show proper. No props, all dialogue. Fact droppers. This the right show you chose. Keep you in